Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Preston M. Smith. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm Preston M. Smith, at PMS Artwork everywhere on internet land and socials. I want to thank you for landing on this podcast. Whether you're a professional artist, just getting started in the art world, a collector of art, or just consider yourself a creative person, this podcast has something for you. I like to think of it as a fun way to rant and talk to other creative people about living the life of an artist, surviving and getting ahead in the art world, and enjoying your life. But most importantly, not waiting until you're dead to make it happen. All right, let's get started. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's also creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome back to the show. My name's Mumford.
Hey Mumford, how you doing?
I don't feel good. I'm not very happy right now.
Oh, why is that?
It's because the coronavirus is making me feel like shit.
Well, I'm not sure you're allowed to use that language, but I understand. Is there anything you'd like to impart our guests with today to make them feel a little better?
Yeah, just make sure you get out there and you make the art and you put it out there to the world.
Oh, thank you so much. That's really great. That's a great sentiment. I hope people really will learn a lot from that. Man, oh man, today is kind of going to be a little bit of a random show. I just wanted to start it off by being a little wacky. This is a voice that my good friend Bernie and I do from time to time, actually quite a bit, and it always makes us feel better. So hopefully that gave you a little chuckle. Everything's getting so heavy these days, and it just reminds me of how important it is to laugh. And you know what? Let's do it all together. You know, this thing called laugh therapy. Well, let's all take a moment here and just force some laughter out and see if that elevates your mood at all if you're feeling down. Okay? We're going to do it all together. Don't worry. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody's around. You're probably in isolation anyway, so the only thing you're going to do is maybe some neighbors are going to think you're crazy, but they probably think you're crazy anyway. So here we go. We're going to do it in 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know about you, but I feel a whole hell of a lot better. Aside from almost passing out there. No, I definitely feel better. I was feeling a little down today, to be honest, and that's why I was recording this episode, because it feels good to be talking to you guys. It feels good to be sharing our experiences and what's going on. Isolation is definitely something that we as artists do well, but I think there's a limit to that as well. I think the fact that we're already so isolated, and then you throw on top of that a mandated isolation restriction where you can't step out and really, get some human contact or clear your head a bit before going back into your isolation, that makes it really tough for us. It's funny, I almost feel like the rest of the world is kind of being forced to live an artist life right now because we thrive so much in isolation and we kind of need it in order to be able to create. It feels like all the rest of the world right now is kind of being forced to be an artist. So all of you people out there that are listening that are non-artists or non-creatives, or everyone is creative, I think, on some level. Maybe you just haven't found an outlet yet, but maybe this could be a great call to action for you to get out there and create something new. If you've always wanted to write or you've had some poetry kicking around in your head, jot some stuff down on paper, start a blog, start a writing practice. A lot of people do like a daily morning practice where they just jot down their thoughts. That would be a great outlet for you. Or just start painting, start painting, start a podcast, start singing, write a song, learn how to play guitar, do anything that would be a great outlet for you that would be cathartic in these days. I think that's so important. Maybe this is a good time for us all to change the collective consciousness into more of a creative one, a creative environment where we can all express ourselves. And then once we come back together, when this thing is all over, when it comes back to normal, whatever normal is after this whole thing is done, maybe we can be a little better of a place. Maybe we can be a better world. There are some silver linings. For example, pollution has definitely gone way down. Empathy for your fellow human beings seems to be on the rise. Families are being brought closer together as we set aside differences and kind of rediscover what really truly matters in our relationships. And yeah, there's some other things. People are feeling they're craving connection. We're not going to be taking that for granted, I don't think, when we come out of this. So all those things are positive things. And I'm telling myself this just as much as I'm telling you because I need to remind myself as well. We all get down, and it's very easy to get down right now, listening to the news, watching the news, being bombarded by all these, announcements on your phone. I keep getting all these pop-ups from the news, and it's always bad news, and it just makes you feel like crap. It magnifies everything that you've been feeling, and it just makes it feel like there's no way out. Personally, I have some concerns about my family. They just happen to be in this random one county of Idaho where they are experiencing the worst percentage of COVID-19 cases almost on the planet. They've surpassed Italy. They've surpassed Spain. The New Yorker just came out with an article about it. So it's just crazy. That's something that worries me. My parents are, in their 70s and their health is not great. So that's just another concern for me. But I know they're taking precaution and they're taking it seriously, doing the best they can. We've been chatting all week and from time to time. So I'm sure a lot of you are feeling some of those same things: fears, worries, existential crisis, isolation, mounting on top of isolation. And I just want to let you know that you're not alone. We're all feeling it. And I just wanted to express that to you quickly today in the show and get a little bit of laughter out there at the beginning, of course. Just remind yourself that we can all do our part to minimize the collective insanity by managing our own mindset and keeping a positive attitude, spreading that on to our loved ones and our friends, just by keeping up in good spirits. I know it sounds crazy, but it really goes a long way. And, just minimize the amount of time you listen to the news or watch the news. I don't mean don't be informed. I mean the opposite of that. Get the information you need, but find a way to balance that out so you still have time to live your life and be optimistic and have hope. Because without that, we're all done for, ladies and gentlemen. So let's keep positive. Let's keep talking to each other. Let's create together, and let's create for a better world to get back to some sort of state of normalcy in the near future. Just wanted to share some thoughts and let everybody know that I'm thinking about you. We're all in this together, as we all know. We keep hearing that, but it's so true. We just need to keep reminding each other that, because if you're staring at your four walls like I am every day, it gets to be a little bit emotionally and creatively stifling. So let's keep reminding each other. Keep in contact on social media, and most importantly, keep creating, everybody. I'll see you next time. Take it away, Mumford.
You just gotta keep doing it. Find it and make it happen. That's it for now. Remember to keep laughing.
This has been the Living Artist Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I just want you to know that I appreciate you being here, and I'm grateful to be in your ears. Your art and creative life on this planet is meaningful, so thank you for sharing it with me. If you like this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it on, please subscribe and share it with your friends. You can also leave me a positive review to show your support. This helps me to reach more people with the algorithmic magic and keep the show going strong. If you want to see more of what I do and check out the art that I create, you can visit my website at www.pmsartwork.com or follow me on social media everywhere at PMS Artwork. That's it for now. See you back here next time.